Welcome everyone. Our topic for this video will be on using Log Explorer and Log Insight Cloud to do some basic log searches. The Log Explorer is a very powerful tool, and you can use it to narrow down events based on date, time, fields, and trends. In this video, we will start with some simple query tasks and then move on from there. So we'll start at our Log Insight Cloud homepage, and we'll go to Explore Logs. And here's our basic Log Explorer page. We have our search field. We can choose which partition we want to search, our time periods, and then we have our graph, and then our stream of events, and then our extracted fields on the right. This right here isn't very useful. It kind of just shows you a stream of events that's happening at this time. So the first thing we usually want to do when we're trying to do some root cause analysis is break down what we're looking for. So let's look for errors. And with a simple search of the word error, we've narrowed it down to our error logs. So maybe 5 minutes of error logs isn't enough to troubleshoot the issue we're having. So let's see if we want to do a different time. We can choose from the latest minute in increments all the way to the latest 48 hours. We can do relative to our current time. We can do a custom range, which gives us 2 calendar dates, and it gives us some times that we can change and set. And then we can choose some recently used time ranges if we have any. So to keep it simple, we'll do the latest 24 hours of error logs. And we still have 10 million events about, which doesn't really narrow our fields down. Let's say that we're looking for error logs for a certain host. If we click on this caret, we can see all of the details about this log event. And here we have our host name and our source IP address. So why don't we narrow this down a little by adding a value to our fields, which is this host name. So we have a new field here called host name contains, and now we're looking for that host name. And now we're down to 2,000 events, just errors for that host name. So let's look for an interesting event in our list of events here. So let's take a look at this error from vSAN Management Service saying that we could not get smart parameters from one of our device disks. Let's expand this. And we have this event type. All logs that come from vCenter or ESX have an event type like this. So let us narrow it down to this event type. So once we do that, we scroll back up. Now all of the events for that host will show in this graph. So it looks like something happened around April 21st with this disk where we can't get smart stats from it anymore. And we can see here, it's pretty much the same log being repeated through since that date. So this tells us that we might want to check on the vSAN health for this host and see if there's something wrong with the disks, see if it needs to be rebooted or the disk needs to be reseated. Now that we've gone through all the work of creating this query, maybe it's one that we can save that we like. So let's title it. All right, so we gave this query a name, Smart Errors on that host. And now let's save it. We'll save this query. Now we're viewing our saved query. Now you might ask, where did that query get saved to? So we have these 3 dots all the way to the right. We can open our saved query, search for smart. There is our saved query. We click on it and it runs the query. And then if we want to change the time down to 30 minutes, we can do that. If we want to add a few more hosts using our extracted fields, we can do that. If we want to change our graph as well, we can do a unique count of host name instead of count of events, or we can choose from any of these functions. So let's choose unique count of host name. And let us remove our host name. Let's change this to a non-time series. So it looks like now that we have a unique count of host name for this query, we have a lot of hosts in the past 30 minutes that are giving us this error. So maybe we have a greater issue with our vSAN environment, or maybe this is just an event that we can ignore based on a blip or something that is a bug that needs to be fixed. So that's our overview of how to use the Log Explorer for basic searches and saving queries in Log Insight Cloud. Please be sure to watch our intermediate and advanced videos on the Log Explorer as well, and thanks for watching.